America. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. Africa, tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. America. Tujikaze, tujikaze. Greetings, everybody. My name is Simon Javan Okelo, and I'm excited to be here with you today. Today we are going to, learn how we can all empower domestic violence survivors, and we are going to learn that through the story of Delphia Brewton, who is the founder of Blessings from My Heart to Your Table. She's the owner, and Blessings from My Heart to Your Table restores, repairs, and revives women and their children that have been traumatized by sexual, physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual abuse. Delphia is an African American woman survivor of domestic violence, and the entire team at Blessings from My Heart to Your Table are also survivors of domestic violence. And it's really a privilege today for us to learn about the story of Delphia, why Delphia is passionate about advocating and supporting people and survivors of domestic violence, and why she started Blessings from My Heart to Your Table. Then we are going to learn what a father figure, especially black fathers, mean to Delphia. And then we will talk about how you can stay connected to Delphia, you, our viewers. And then we will finally allow Delphia to ask me one question, and then we will wrap up our conversation for today. So Delphia, thank you again for making the time to spend your evening with me. Happy Women's History Month. Please share with us a story, paint for us a picture, a moment when you were 8 to 12 years old, when you had this aha moment or, awakening, a moment of an awakening where you felt that one day I will be running an amazing organization like Blessings from My Heart to Your Table, or I will just be a leader and a wonderful mother like you are.
Well, thank you. I appreciate this opportunity, Simon. So, thank you for having me on. And yeah, so let's just jump right into that. When I was going back to the years of 8 years old, I had no idea that I wanted to be a chef. In fact, I ran away from the kitchen every opportunity that I got. So I wasn't in the kitchen at all. I was more interested in my books and studying, and I really wanted to become a lawyer for juvenile defense attorney. So I really wanted to focus in on minorities that were going through things in their life as a child and needed some kind of representation for them. Because I just believed at a very early age that the system for juveniles was corrupt.
I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
Is there someone watching this show near you?
Watching?
Yeah.
No. Is it echo? It's echoing.
There's an
Yeah.
echo.
Mm-hmm.
Just give me one moment. I just want to get rid of the echo. I'm not sure where it's coming from. Do you still hear the echo?
No. Oh, I hear it when I speak. That's weird.
Okay. And there's no one watching it on your side. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
No problem. We will continue. So you are sharing with me how the juvenile system is corrupt, right?
Yes. I felt
Yes.
that at a very early age, and so I had set my hopes from that time really beyond 8 years old. I just knew I wanted to be a lawyer, and in fact, I went all the way to college. I went to the University of Washington and to Georgetown University, studying to become a lawyer. And it wasn't until 2012 that I made the switch to culinary. So I kind of I went through some things. As a child, I wasn't. I kept myself engraved in books because I didn't have the greatest environment growing up.
Yeah. Hey, Delphia, this is Simon.
Yes,
I have a question. Do
yes,
you by chance have headphones?
headphones.
Yes.
No,
Like
I don't have
even your
headphones.
phone headphones.
Yeah, I don't own those. My
Okay, no
son has
problem.
some. Yeah,
Okay. I if he has some, that might help with this issue.
it might help with it. Hmm.
But we're in the middle of the
Yeah.
show, but I just want to make sure your audio is very good.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know why
So
there's an echo.
then just get a little closer. You're using your computer, right?
Yes.
Okay, just get a little closer to it. Okay, okay, keep going. So you are sharing with me earlier on how you learned that the juvenile system is corrupt, and
Hmm.
how you switched from pursuing your law degree into culinary, right?
Hmm.
Okay,
Hmm.
keep going now.
Yeah, so early on, I just experienced so much corruption. I just seen a lot of it. I witnessed so much hate. And so, I went to college with the mindset of becoming this huge. Johnny Cochran was my hero. So,
Mm,
like a big female version of Johnny Cochran. And it wasn't until that I got married. So I got married after the first year of my college career, college journey, and it wasn't until that point that I wasn't allowed to extend um, my focus in going to school. I was not allowed to continue to go to school
mm,
after I got married, and so it was. At that time, I'd had already a child or two, and one another on the way, and decided to just continue just being a homeschool mother and cooking for my children. And that was when I discovered a craft that I didn't know I had, cooking for them full time, lunch, snacks, dinners, and breakfast, and repeat on the next day. So it was continually just cooking, 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 and managing my homes. And I thought, oh wow, these are amazing dishes. Because not only was I not allowed to go to school, I wasn't allowed to watch certain TV shows. So I didn't have cable in my house. So I didn't know that what I was creating was these world-renowned dishes. I didn't know that I was creating these things. I was just putting together things that we had within our home. And oftentimes people would say, "Wow, this is great. I've never had this before. What do you call this?" And I say, "I don't know." And so, 2012, I decided it was time to go to school and to be a culinary something. I didn't know what I wanted to do with it at first.
yeah.
Um, yeah, and so once I started the culinary journey, toward the end of it, I realized, oh, I might want to start a private chef company. And so I was still married to my abuser, and he looked at me square in the eye and said, "You can do this, but I don't think you're going to be successful." That made me push harder. It made me work harder at what I was doing. And just I started as a private chef, and I continued that all the way until 2000. I don't know, 2015. That's when I stopped being a private chef. And in 2015, I started focusing solely on a catering company. And then 2018, the catering company was brought to life.
Wow.
Hmm.
Wow. So tell me more. Tell me more. I just want you to take me back to your childhood a little bit more, because it seems like you are very resilient. You are very strong, and once you set a goal, there's no you don't take no as an option. So where did you get this type of drive from? Paint for me a picture, back when you were little, maybe a moment with your siblings or your mom, or a moment somewhere where you loved to go when you were little, where you realized that I will be unstoppable.
Oh yes, that's a powerful question, and I think that the response is just as powerful. I can take you a little bit back before I was 8. It was one day I was sitting on the sofa. My sister and my brother and I, we were raised in our formative years as Muslims, and so we was in a nation of Islam very heavily, and I didn't hear the word or the name God. I heard Allah, and I knew for sure that what I was being taught spiritually was not the answer, and it wasn't the truth for me. I knew there was something greater, and not to say that it may be truth for other people, but for me, I felt something different. And so I was sitting on the sofa with my sister, who was older than I am, and I asked her, or actually we were talking, and she told me something. She said, "If you don't tell the truth, God is going to reveal the truth." And I looked at her. I said, "God? So who's that?" Because I had never heard his name before. I'd
Mm.
always felt his touch, but I never ever heard him. Like I would literally feel hugged by something, but I didn't know what it was, didn't know who it was, but it made me search. And when she said the name God, I said, "Oof," that struck with me, and I said, "Okay, this is the person or something. That's the something that's been holding me, and caressing me, if you will, and making me feel protected." Um, just a little bit about my childhood. I grew up. My mother was a very young mother. She was mother at the age of 16, and she went through some things, and she didn't finish high school and things like that. It was very hard because my mother, she had struggled reading at times, and I'd seen her struggles. I seen how hard she worked, and how hard we had to, it was hard for us to make it. It was just difficult, very hard times. But I remember just pressing on, saying, "There's got to be greater. There's got to be more." And so books became my go-to. Books became my way of discovering a world that I never knew of. And also, it helped me help my mother, helped her manage her accounts. Helped her manage things. I read the mail for her, you know, um, things like that. I see the way that people treated, my mother due to her um, lack of or not measuring up to their standards. And I just decided I was going to have better than that. I wasn't going to allow people to treat me that way. And so that's where that came from, that drive. But other than that, yeah, I didn't like the way I seen the world through my where I was being presented. I didn't like the way the world was being presented to me.
Right.
Yeah, yeah,
Wow. So that's so amazing and so powerful.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And now I understand why you are able to pull off blessings from my heart to your table while you are discouraged a lot
Hmm.
not to do it.
Yeah.
So paint for us a picture,
Hmm.
of actually, let's say you're talking to someone who also wants to start a catering business here in the US.
Hmm.
Briefly paint for us a picture of how you started and how things are, and also your favorite dish that you're currently making.
Yeah, well, I tell you, it's definitely starting a business in general, catering or whatever it is that you do, it's going to require diligence. Diligence is the key. Consistency is the key. No is not an option. You hear it all the time, but it doesn't match anything that you're doing because it's not in your vocabulary, right? You're going to do what you know that you're called to do. And you're going to do it with all your heart. And once you put your heart into it, your diligence into it, it'll manifest itself and present you, in ways that you didn't think that you could be presented in, and open up opportunities and doors for you. So no is not an option, and persistence is the key. Yeah, that's my advice to anybody starting a job. I mean, a company.
Now tell
And
us
I'm
your
sorry.
favorite dish.
Yes. Favorite food. Oh my goodness. We love to focus on Cajun foods. Every now and again, we'll dip and dabble in the African cuisines. I love piri piri chicken. But my favorite thing to eat, maybe gumbo. That's my favorite. That's
Describe
my
it a
favorite.
little more for somebody who has never had it.
Gumbo.
Somebody, yeah, and its colors and how it smells and how it
Mm.
tastes. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, it's so good. Gumbo is like a southern dish, a southern version of paella, if you will. Okay. Okay, so paella, you have everything in there. It's like mussels, of this and that, all the seafood that you could possibly imagine in one dish. Gumbo's similar. You know, you can have there's different varieties of gumbo. There are seafood gumbos. There's chicken and sausage gumbos, and what it is basically a stew. It's a little thick. It's a little slimy, a little bit because we have okra in there, and gumbo's not gumbo without okra. Gotta have the okra in there for sure. And you know, and you have there's some people that put oysters, and you know, some people that do all kind of things. I don't put oysters in my gumbo. It's good, but I don't. I choose not to. And it's basically it's just a rich, deep brown, reddish brown color. It smells so divine. I mean, you would think it would smell like the sea, and it really doesn't. It smells just the aroma is just good by itself. I mean, that right there just makes you makes you happy. The aroma, I can't imagine. I mean, I'm trying to think about a good way to describe it, and it's just good. Gosh, I don't even. It's a good. It's a good amount for me. It's a good amount of the meat, of the sausage. You smell all that coming through with all those aromas, and it's so warm. And then you have the sweet, salty flavor a little bit, and taste of the sea with all the additives of the seafoods. It's just a good dish. You put over rice and just kind of sit back and relax. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I was even trying to taste it as you're describing it. I was just like, wow, you know. So thank you,
Uh-huh.
thank you. I want to try it one day. I want to
Oh,
try it
yeah.
one day. I think we met for more than that, more than just this, you know.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, yeah, we met for more than just this, and I have to taste that food.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
I looked
yes.
at your Instagram page and I really loved, the images there,
Thank you.
and I want you to think about one person or one of your clients that have supported you the most, that you want to say something right now to
Mm.
appreciate.
Wow, that's a good question because right now I am so appreciative for so many people. Right now we are closing on buying our restaurant, and I have reached out to people I don't know. I have reached out to people
That's
who, go
that's how
ahead.
we connected because you
Yeah.
you you reached out to me through LinkedIn, right?
Yes,
Oh, so
yes,
how did tell me more about that first, and then
yes.
I want you to think of one specific person that you want to thank too, because they'll probably watch this. You know.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Well, I tell you what, we, our restaurant is built on the focus of helping and helping survivors of domestic violence. So basically, our whole model is being expanded of creating job training and opportunities for survivors of abuse, and that's domestic violence and trafficking. Those two things are on the rise right now. We've seen that with the pandemic, and it's always been the truth, but it was really put in our face when the world was at a standstill. So we definitely need to address it in the ways that it's going to help and meet the gaps. Right now, the gap currently is that in the South Sound of Tacoma and Puget Sound area, that there is really a desperate need for survivors of abuse to have financial security and have their own employment opportunities so they can at least give them one more reason to not go back to their abusers. I know that for me, when I was going through my time of abuse, when I was homeless, I would go back every time, and I was homeless more than one time. You know, while pregnant, after being pregnant, with children. I mean, four, three, two children. I mean, and they're all little, small babies. It's hard. you know. So
Wow.
it's definitely easier to go back to your abuser if you know at least you got a bed to sleep in. You know, if at least you know you got, you know, a roof over your head and that he'll be gone for work at least 8 hours a day, and all you have to do is deal with his craziness when he gets home. You know, so at least you know for 8 hours in a day you got peace, quiet, and it's okay with you and your children for at least that time when he's gone. So we want to make sure that we kind of alleviate that excuse, give them financial independence, and make sure that they can build up their self-esteem in a way that you know takes time and the proper healing space and time to do that. So that's what we're doing with our restaurant, expanding that model to reach at least our goal is 100 women in 2021. So that's what we're doing. And so just to go back to the question of who to thank, that's hard because so many people. I mean, people I don't know, famous people, people that are athletes, professional athletes, people that are agents to these athletes have helped me, just kind of motivated me and say, girl, you're doing it. Stay in the game. Don't you quit. You're too close. You're too close. Don't stop. My current employees who are survivors of abuse, you know, they keep me strong. They keep me really strong. I just want to say thank you to all of them because they have held my head up when I said it's too much. It's a wrap. I'm done. But I can't because, you know, I have these ladies who believe in what I'm doing, who are benefiting from what I'm doing. And it's not about me, but it's really about God because He put this in my heart to do it. And I have to do it to the fullest of my ability and just, you know, power through it. And like I said before the call, it's hard work. It takes a lot of diligence. It takes a lot of courage and boldness. And you just can't accept no. And you have to keep going and believe in what you're doing. So I think, first and foremost, I thank God for choosing me to do this because I was chosen to do this. And I went through all that I've been through for this moment. To bring this to fruition, what He put in my heart to do for these ladies and for their children, for my children, and for survivors all around the world. So this is important. It's huge.
Thank you. Wow.
Thank
Yeah, I
you.
appreciate that so much. And yeah, you've done so much. And I'm sure all your employees and all the people who have supported you, they are going to watch this and they are going to feel your heart, you know. And
Yes.
I also want to encourage you to continue doing what you're doing. It's important work. I'm very proud of you. And
Thank you.
I'm sending you all the best, and I know you're going to be, you know, very
Yes.
successful, you know.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, yes. So one day just open more restaurants, even in Seattle, even in Africa, so that you can help more women who need this type of help, you know.
That's
Yeah,
right. And that's our
yeah,
goal. That's our goal
yeah.
to make this thing. And, you know, my heart is here because we are here in Washington State. But my heart really is all other countries that are going through this same thing, that don't have the government to support them, that don't have the family to support them. You know, it's this kind of abuse is tolerated. And a matter of fact, it's shunned upon these ladies to open up their mouths to say anything that they're going through these things because it's an acceptable a thing, you know, in Mexico. And I look about and I see, oh my gosh, these ladies, they're going through so much and nobody can really help them. There's a handful of agencies in Mexico that I know of that are, you know, set for these women to go to for refuge. But, you know, and apart from that, in Africa, you're thinking about, you know, different places, you know, in China, there are so many different places that women are just experiencing horrible, horrible situations. I mean, I just can't even imagine not having any kind of help, not even knowing where to go. Because if you do, you know, you're going to get abused from that person, you know, for even for opening your mouth. So definitely it's needed in other countries for sure. So it's definitely meant to scale into different countries of the world because it's needed.
Thank you. So, if you had a chance to have a conversation with all black men in the world,
Hmm.
especially young black men, um, you know that black bodies are not so respected in the world right now, and
Hmm.
black men are in danger if you look at police brutality and such.
Yes.
And then there's also this belief that black fathers are not responsible, and because families in black communities and also in Africa are being broken as a result, crime rate is increasing, things are not fine. And I always believe that that's not true, because there are actually also a number of black men who are doing their best, and I always consider myself one of the people who are trying very hard, despite
Absolutely.
all those challenges. But I just want you to inspire other young black men who are watching this conversation right now.
I just want to speak to your heart and speak to your soul. You are strong. You are courageous. You are unstoppable. And you are designed on purpose to make a difference in this world and to leave your mark and your imprint, your legacy for yourself, for your children, for your children's children, and to give your namesake some kind of pride. Okay? You fill in the blank. You are ambitious. You are amazing. You are an inspiration to all. And you are a threat to all. And that's why they hunt you so. So don't let anybody tell you what you can or cannot do. You make up your mind. You draw your own path in this life, and you tread, and you go strong. Okay? And that's what I want to say. You are beautiful, you are handsome, and you're desirable.
Thank you very much. Wow. I feel like you're talking to me directly now. I took it all in. So if someone wanted to stay in touch with you after watching our conversation today, how can they connect with you?
Yes, please go to Blessings, blessingscatering.org. And so it's blessingscatering.org/sponsor us. And there you can stay connected with us through your donations. You can link up with us on LinkedIn. Blessings Table, is that what it is? Is that what it is? Blessings Catering.
Blessings.
Yeah,
Go
it's
ahead.
Blessings Catering on LinkedIn. And Twitter is Blessings Table. Facebook is Blessings from My Heart to Your Table. And Twitter is Instagram is Blessings from My Heart to Yours.
Thank you very much.
And look out for us. Oh, I'm sorry. One more thing.
No, go ahead. Yeah.
Watch out for us soon. We'll be opening our restaurant pretty soon. So
Where will the restaurant
Tacoma.
be? Tacoma. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Pretty
Excellent.
soon.
Excellent. I can't wait. We'll do another one. We'll do another interview once the restaurant is operating, so that you can share with people more. We could do the interview while you're in the restaurant, so that people can see it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
So let me know once things have happened. But now I want to give you a chance to ask me one question, and then we are going to conclude our conversation today.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just been looking at the back of your wall there. There's all kind of instruments, and I'm just wondering what's the story behind those.
Well, the one that has green and pink, that instrument is called nyatiti, and nyatiti is an 8-string instrument. It's like a traditional guitar, originally played by the Luo tribe, which is the tribe I come from in Kenya. This tribe originated from Egypt, around Egypt, and they traveled along the Nile River, and they settled around Lake Victoria. Lake Victoria is the second largest single body freshwater lake in the world, Obama's father came from the same area that I am describing. I'm trying to give you context so that you understand. So this instrument is played by people from that region, and I love playing it. I learned how to play it through a program that I ran in Kenya. It's an education, music, and art program through my non-profit organization, One Vibe Africa, which I founded. and we bring elders and kids together. So the elders that work together with these kids teach them how to play and make these instruments from scratch. So spending a lot of time with them is what allowed me to learn how to play this, and also bring it to Seattle to continue learning it, but to also educate the general public about African culture and the value of storytelling. And do you know of Clubhouse? This audio, it's a new social media platform. You should be on it.
Okay.
Yeah, you should be on it. I'll send you an invitation right after this conversation. But it's for iPhone users only currently.
Okay.
Do you use an iPhone?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, I'll send you an invitation right after this. But it's an amazing audio platform where you can listen to conversations, but you can also raise your hand and speak, and share your idea.
You're talking about Clubhouse.
Clubhouse, yeah.
Yes, I just joined Clubhouse.
Okay, did you?
Yeah.
So every morning on Clubhouse at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, I share with people an African proverb, and we get African wisdom from each of these proverbs. We have a discussion and people share their interpretation, and I started doing that in January, and it's growing. You should come every morning. Yeah, so I'm building a strong community, and like I was saying, connecting people with African culture and creating collaboration, between artists here and business people like you and business people in Africa. So I'm trying to create a bridge through music and technology. That's how we are able to have this conversation. Yeah. Yeah, so that's a good question, and I think it's a good point for us to wrap up our conversation today. My name is Simon Okelo, and I'm the host of the African Father in America podcast. Today, I have been having a conversation with Delphia Brewton, who is the owner of who is the owner of Blessings from My Heart to Your Table, which is an amazing catering business. You should check her out on Instagram, and her mission is to repair, restore, and help women and their children recover after being traumatized by domestic abuse. Today we talked about Delphia's story. We talked about how she started Blessings from My Heart to Your Table, and how this is something that empowers domestic violence survivors. All her employees are survivors, and she has been supported by a lot of people, and she's about to open a restaurant. She shared with us how you can stay connected with her. So with that, we are going to end our conversation today. It was just wonderful, and thank you for joining us here on YouTube, as well as those who will listen on iTunes and other audio platforms. It's okay. Let's say hi to him.
Okay.
Let's say hi to him.
Hi.
Hi, what's your name?
Tell them your name because people are watching.
Yeah, he's the youngest guest we've had now on the show. It's okay, buddy. Don't be shy. I have little kids too. My oldest daughter is 6 years, and
nice.
her name is Milele, and she watched The Lion King yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does he know Hakuna Matata?
No. Well, he's seen the movie quite a few times, but
Yeah.
do you know the song?
Do you know Simba?
You know Simba? Remember from Lion King?
He's a good guy.
He's a good guy, he says.
I am Simba too.
Okay.
Oh, Hakuna Matata. It means what? What does Hakuna Matata mean?
What does the song say? What does it mean?
It means no worries, huh? Okay, Delphia, it was nice talking to you today. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you.
Father in America. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. Tujikaze, tujikaze.